Hi guys, this week we are doing something different for you guys. During this week we did a survey at some dams with the intent to transfer some fish to them. We got a permit from Nature Conservation to move fish within the nature reserve from Zika Flay to one other dam within the reserve. To make the best decision, we decided to survey the 3 dams earmarked for the move of the fish. These dams form part of the Sewage Works water rehabilitation system and consist of grey water. Some of the dams used to be stocked with fish, but over the years some die-offs happened here, leaving the dams unpopulated to our knowledge. This building belongs to the bird watchers clubs and associations. Water birds are in abundance here. This project was launched during the latter part of 2020 when we had a meeting with the management of Zika Flay, who helped us tremendously to get to this point so far. But we will get back to that just now. And here are some of them arriving now. Zika Flay is the largest water body within the city limits of Cape Town. It is a natural water body supplied mainly from stormwater drainage. It is also very unique in the sense that it is a huge nature reserve within a city. The name Zika Flay translated directly to hippopotamus wetland, as hippopotamus occurred here naturally. There are still some at Flay adjacent to Zika Flay, and they are kept in safe camps. After our meeting in 2020, I had a quick interview with Mr. Asif Khan, the manager of Falls Bay Ecological Park. The dam on my right is J Dam that used to have big fish in a few years ago. Here follows the interview with Mr. Khan. Thank you for this opportunity that you gave us for an interview. Just a few short questions. What do you consider to be the biggest factor of our sport disappearing from here?
Okay, so in terms of angling at Zika Flay, there are 2 major factors. The first one being fish and the demand for fish. In terms of sustainable use of it and versus sports or recreational fishing. And the second biggest threat that we would have is security. Security for people coming onto the site wanting to do that activity.
Okay, thank you. The next question, what is your attitude towards the sport and the recreational fishing?
It's something that I would like to actually encourage. We've got this resource here at Zika Flay. We've got an open space. We've got a reserve that allows people to come in and actually do the activity. So it's something that I would like to actually encourage for future use, that anglers would be able to come to the reserve and actually enjoy a day's activity of angling.
Thank you, sir. How do you feel about the so-called sustainable fishermen who harvest the fish from the 2 main lakes, Zika Flay and Princess Flay?
It's actually a complicated situation because there is some that would want to use the resource, being the fish, for food purposes, and those I don't particularly have an issue with utilizing as long as the appropriate legislations is followed. But there's also another group of people that are utilizing the fish for their commercial purposes or commercial benefits, wanting to take the resource and actually sell the resource to make money. And I'm not in agreement for that to actually happen, where rather those that are wanting to use the resource for food purposes, yes, and those that want to use the resource for recreational purposes or sports fishing, yes.
Okay. At Princess Flay, the management have put a policy in place of catch and release only. Any chance of this happening here until we can get the stocks up to feasible levels again?
So it is under consideration at the moment. We would want to actually try and also abide by that same sort of rules within Zika Flay, where a catch and release system is done until, as you rightfully say, the stock levels are back at a sort of stabilized level.
We understand that there was a person that posted here using a rowboat and some nets, and that you guys caught him at one stage. Is there any truth in that rumor?
I haven't personally caught anyone using rowboats, but I have seen people utilizing nets, especially from the river inlet sections, and those activities we do discourage quite strongly. we do encourage people to rather use appropriate fishing methods, such as a rod with a reel and hooks.
Okay, we just came out of a meeting now, you and me and some other people, regarding the future here. Can you just in short tell us what the outcome of this meeting is? Just a short summary, please.
Sure. So quite excitedly, what we'd want to try and do is to look at opportunities of how we can get sports and recreational angling back into Zika Flay and into the Falspan Nature Reserve area. We hopefully would want to try and stock some of the old pans within the sewage works with carp, and also look at opening up some fishing holes on the eastern shore for people to actually come into the reserve and actually be able to enjoy a day's angling. But in order to get to that level, there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. And I'm glad to say that we've taken the first step in terms of initiating this particular project. Now it will come down to implementation of what we've discussed this morning.
Mr. Khan, thank you for your time. Thank you for accommodating us anglers here by you, and thank you for being like leaning your ear to us and listen to our problems. Thank you, sir.
Absolute pleasure.
After receiving our permit to move the fish, we did a survey of the dams this week to ascertain which will be the best dam to use for this project. We managed to secure the services of Mr. Johan van der Westhuizen and his team, one of the only few people that are certified to do surveys on freshwater bodies in the Western Cape. Johan volunteered him and his team service to this part of the project, and we wish to thank them for their service to our angling community. Here they are getting ready with some nets. J-Dam, that was originally earmarked for this project, turned out to be totally unsuitable to be restocked due to the poor water quality. We surveyed 2 other dams and eventually ended up advising on the use of P4, of which I don't have any footage. The water quality there is much better and the water level of the dam can be regulated. These water bodies are just separated from the Indian Ocean by a few sand dunes. Guys, I would like to use this avenue to thank Johan and his team for their hard work, free of charge, on this project. And also Jacques from Verliesdorp Sport, who came out to assist us. Thank you guys. Guys, and welcome to this part of the episode where we talk about the comments. Hyacinth asked here, how many clubs in Cape Town? Yeah, there's a lot of fishing clubs in Cape Town. There are a few prominent ones like Cape Town Angling Club, Green and Sea Point Angling Club, and so on, but there's a lot of fishing clubs, angling clubs, some of them competitive and some of them only social. Then Hyacinth also asked, fish care, or says fish care is important. Yes, I fully agree. It's not necessary to take it to the extreme like the specimen anglers do all the time. But one can't just throw around the fish and don't care about the fish. You've got to take care of them a little bit. Then the other question from Hyacinth, do you have colors? Do you have SA colors? No, I don't like competitive fishing. I belonged to a competitive club for a while, but I didn't like it so much. My 2 boys, Jason and Adrian, they've got Western Province colors and they represented, or they were formed part of the team twice, that 2018 and 2019. That went up country for the provincial competitions, but me myself, I don't enjoy competitive fishing. Then what I also wanted to say is, I've been fishing for close to, say, my 50 something odd years, because my first memories is of fishing, so I've been fishing all my life and I'm almost 16 now. So yeah, that's my way I like to fish. Then Mr. Divan Israel, amazing video. Thank you, Divan, and thank you for watching also. Daniel Klopper says, no, why throw the poor fish like that? No, man, why do that? Yeah, Daniel, it's not nice that some people treat the fish and our resource that we like to enjoy so badly. It was also a shock to us that people do that. Guys, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for watching till this end of the video. You guys must stay safe out there. Enjoy and tight lines. Till next week. Cheers.